Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I will be covering the 5 reasons your U.S. passport application could be denied. And this is just part 1 because we're going to have a multiple series of these videos. But before we get started, if you can see here on the screen, there's different times that it takes to process your passport application. As you can see here, the routine is 8 to 11 weeks, which is about close to 3 months, because that does not include mailing time. And just a note here, when you actually mail it in for your application to be processed, it'll take about 2 weeks for it to update in the system to say in progress. So make sure you don't keep checking every 2 days and think something's wrong because it's not in there. It actually takes about 2 weeks before it says in progress. So let's get into it. The number one, not the number one, but first on my list, one is child support. If you owe child support in a lot of states over $2,500, this will bar you from being able to get your passport. Now, there are ways to fix this, but we won't cover that in the video. We'll cover that in the next upcoming video. But yes, child support is probably one of the number one reasons a lot of men who wants to travel get stuck or frustrated because they owe child support, and child support enforcement is basically saying, no, you do not deserve a passport. So the second reason is basically you putting down false information on your application. Now, on applications, it asks you if you're married, it asks you if you're divorced, and it asks you basically if have you applied for a passport before. And I know someone, and I don't understand why, but on the divorce, and if he applied before, he didn't give a truthful answer. And there's a reason it takes 8 to 11 weeks, close to 2 to 3 months. It's because they are checking your background. They're checking to see if the information you have put down on that application is truthful. And if you're starting out with a lot of false information because you're just trying to hide some information and you feel that that's not the government's business, well, guess what? The government, they already know. Trust me, they already know. Now, the third reason, and this is another high reason, is drug convictions. Now, it's important to note here that it just does not have to be felony drug convictions, because according to the U.S. Code Classification Table 2714, it says if you are convicted of drug-related felony or certain drug-related misdemeanors, you are ineligible for a passport. Now, once again, there are ways to fix that. So if you, in your younger years, in your 20s, and you was committed of a crime, due to a drug conviction, and now you a lot more mature, you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, there are ways to fix that, so please don't get discouraged over that one. And this would be a good time to subscribe to the channel, because like I said, another video that's going to be coming up will be the 3 most serious reasons of your passport being denied and basically how to fix them. You're going to really want to stay tuned for that one. But let's go ahead and get into number 4. Number 4 is court ordered. So sometimes in America, if you have a court order to pay restitution to someone, it's because it's a civil or it's criminal, but you have a court order to pay restitution. you need to clear up that restitution and pay it before you are allowed to have a passport. And it's kind of like the same thing as that child support. It sees that it is a debt that you owe someone. Therefore, states are trying to collect that debt, and they say, hey, basically, if you don't pay the debt, you don't deserve to receive a passport and fly internationally, because the money you basically be using on that flight, you can use it to pay off your debt. So right there, number 4 is a court order, and there's different types of court orders, but one of the reasons I'm putting here is that restitution. You owe money to someone. Now, number 5, and that is basically you applying for your passport while you're still on court order probation. I did have a friend a couple of years ago. We are no longer friends now, but he had a probation. He was on probation, and I was trying to help him get his passport. He basically was on a 5-year probation. And whether you're on supervised or non-supervised, that's what you have to check with your state, because he was on a non-supervised for the remaining 5 years. And about, I want to say it was about 2 years is when he was trying to apply for his passport, and it came back actually denial, because once again, that was a court order. But this was a court order due to a probation. And sometimes when people actually put or plea in court, they don't really look and read a lot of the things that's in their case, because their case will show that they're barred from basically leaving the country. And you don't know that until maybe years later you really straighten yourself up, and now you're trying to just live a better life, and that court order probation bars you from actually receiving your passport. What happens is there's ways to fix that also. So I didn't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to kind of go over it. So, once again, just to recap, the 5 reasons: 1, child support; 2, false information; 3, drug convictions; 4, court order; and 5, applying while still on probation. Now, once again, I thank you for your time. Please put your comments below if you have any helpful tips that you basically went through that can help someone out. Please put those in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and share this video. And until next time, stay positive.